Gentlemen, once again, good morning. It's a privilege and honor to see you in this virtual meeting. And basically, the aim of today's meeting is to discuss. It's a discussion between ourselves. We'd want to hear from you as well as we do our presentations regarding on how do we strengthen, how do we improve efficiencies of our SACCOs through automation. For those of you who have never seen this great, they call me CPA Ninja. My name is Dr. 𝗙𝗨𝗟𝗟. I run two major businesses. That is RCM College, which is a registered CPA training institution that has 4,000 students, 4,000 plus students across East Africa. Great. Thanks, Winnie. And then, of course, I run a licensed audit firm by the name Aura and Co. that is based at Havenscott along Waiyaki Way, Westlands. And I'm happy because some of our clients in the audit are audit firms. I wouldn't be able to mention names here, but I mean, during my audit of SACCOs, ladies and gentlemen, we have learned many things. For example, there are SACCOs we shall go to audit, and then, of course, they are doing a very good job, but they are doing most of their things manually. Most of them are Excel gurus, fine, but Excel, some things like reconciliations will take you a whole month. And yet now we are in the era of AI and good systems. So for me, I will only take 5 minutes before I introduce. Some of my friends here will be able to tell us the next steps. Yeah, great. So then I will be able to just put my message in 5 minutes through what we call balanced scorecard. And you don't want to share fancy things, no, just a small write-up here about how do we ensure that we run our SACCOs in a very balanced way. A very balanced way that all the stakeholders will be happy. Remember, all of us here, of course, I know most of us, like 90% here, we are accountants. We must have come across what we call the balanced scorecard. So balanced scorecard tells us to look at our operations, to look at our performance from 4 key perspectives. The 4 key perspectives are financial perspective, customer perspective, internal business perspective, and then we have learning and what here? Learning and innovation. I will be able to speak through these in less than 5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Now, we start with the first one, financial perspective. If we are not keen as a SACCO, if our finances are not growing, then chances of becoming bankrupt, chances of us starting running away when members come for loans will be very high. So you must ensure that our member deposits, our revenues, our incomes in form of interests, and of course, the other sources of incomes are growing every day. And then, of course, we must ensure that we are cutting on our costs to ensure that we are able to build profits, quote unquote, profits, yes. Yeah, because remember, profit is revenue minus cost. So revenue should be growing, and the cost in this case here should be always controlled. And with automation, that will be done very easily. So you're saying, under financial perspective, we should be able to lower operating costs and reduce frauds, yeah, faster loan processing, higher incomes, accurate, timely financial reporting. Then we have customers, our members, these people who, without them, we can't survive as SACCOs. They will need faster service, and if possible, with this automation, online, internet access, they should be able to get access to their member accounts 24/7. Improve transparency and trust, higher member satisfaction and retention. Then we have internal business processes. Remember, under internal business process, which is my third perspective, we must really look at automation. We must have, in this case, systems working for us. We must be able to embrace AI, for example, to detect fraud. We must be able to embrace AI, for example, to look at the CRB status. When you're doing, in this case here, this know your customer before you give out loans, AI. Then we have, in this case here, internal business processes, automated loans, savings, accounting, and reporting. Strong governance, yes. Compliance and internal controls, improved audit readiness and decision making. We have learning and innovation perspective. And learning and innovation, of course, we know that this is the employee's perspective. Yeah. When in this case here, we have these employees attending to some of these sessions like the one you're attending here today, you get to learn more. And when you learn automatically, what will happen? You'll become innovative. I'm happy because, ladies and gentlemen, every at that time we look at SACCOs nowadays, they are really innovating. Look at the types of loans that they have. All right. They're doing a splendid job, but that is not the end of it. We still need to innovate more. So we have your learning and innovation perspective. Given the era we are finding ourselves in, we need digitally skilled staff. And the SAC, of course, must reduce reliance on individuals. I'm not saying that you go sacking your employees. No, let your employees in this case here be digital. They have to be very good in working online. Data-driven management through dashboards. We want you to be able to make decisions using data. All right. Scalable systems supporting future growth. Automation strengthens systems, ladies and gentlemen, and the people. Improves member experience and delivers sustainable financial performance. So that is the end of my presentation. Ladies and gentlemen, doesn't mean the end of the session. Just want to do something here before. Yeah. So then I would want to have my friends who are joining us. One of them is with me here at RCM. Yeah, another one is joining us from India. But I would want, first of all, to recognize this gentleman called Harsha. So, Harsha, if you are able to hear me, I will be able to, just a minute. Yeah, ask to unmute. Yes.
Unmute. Okay. You can hear me, I guess.
Very well, yes.
Okay, lovely. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I want to thank Mr. Joshua for getting me on this premises. So we both are sitting in the adjacent rooms. Basically, we don't want to see each other during the session, so we just kept ourselves aside. And I really appreciate 45 people more than that taking time off to attend this one. So I'm not going to give like really nitty-gritties of the whole thing, but I would like to tell you something what we are doing in India and in Africa. Okay, so my name is Harsha. I'm the Chief Operating Officer of a company called TechWork, where I'm consulting. And I have, my colleague, Mr. Padma Prasada. He's a founder and CEO of the company who is also online. So he will be taking over from me in a while. So I've come all the way from India to meet Mr. Joshua and see how we can engage each other and then how we can be contributing to the SACCO segment of Africa. In fact, I had a meeting with KNCCI in Mombasa a couple of days ago, where the Chamber of Commerce, right? So all the folks were sitting, and we were talking about how all of us can collectively contribute to the president's vision of taking the Kenyan and as a whole African economy. And it was very, very positive with them because there were a lot of CEOs and business houses and senior members were present. And we were trying to talk about how automation and digital banking is going to be the next, economy, increment in African side, and especially because Kenya is like playing a major role in that. So, with that note, I would like to start my presentation. During my presentation or my colleague Mr. Padma Prasad's presentation, if you have any doubts, please note it down. And we will have a Q&A session towards the end of this meeting. We will try to address as much as possible as we can. Otherwise, we can always shoot it to Mr. Joshua, Dr. Joshua, sorry. And then, we will take a one-on-one later on. But here, I'm just trying to give you how collectively we can improve the performance of SACCOs, or rather efficiency of SACCOs, is what the whole idea. Okay, Dr. Joshua, can I? Right. Yeah, I'm just trying to. Yeah, yeah. No, no, that's what I'm trying to. So it was taking. Which one do you want to share? I'll take this one first. Yeah. All right. Okay, back on the presentation. So this company, I said it's a TechWork Solutions, and we have motto called from cloud to core. So what happens is typically in the banking segment, there is a lot of infrastructure investment which is there. But if you look at a smaller companies or a smaller microfinance companies or SACCOs, the investment they probably it is a little too heavy for them, so that is why we decided that we will give them a very, very cost-effective version of banking solutions end to end. So we have technically revolutionized the banking sector across the microfinances, SACCOs, digital banking, and mid-sized commercial banks. And we are trying to make how banking can be accessible even in the undeserved segment of Africa. And when I talk about that, we mean whether small depositors or undeserved community should be able to do a transaction. They should be able to access money. They should be able to buy anything, whatever they want. Even if they don't have an account, they should be able to do it with a phone. So that was the intent with we have architected this whole financial solutions. And so this is how TechWorld is. So we are an 11-year-old company, and we are very focused organization. We have hundreds of installation in India, and we have close to about 50, 60 installations across Africa. So that means we have installations, in fact, 30 plus installations in Ethiopia, and we had some in Kenya, DRC, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and we are still trying to expand our presence in the African market, indirectly or directly contributing to the growth of collectively together. And having said that, since we have worked very closely with multiple SACCOs during our data analysis and understanding of their financials, we figured out that we are able to increase their operational efficiency by 20%. Okay. We made them like digitally viable, and 20% is a larger number compared to the number of installations we have. So we are actually very proud of having set a good footprint in Africa. And we have people, our technicians are still in Africa supporting some of our clients. And alongside what we do is like, when we talk about operational efficiency, everything is in the cloud. So you don't have to really spend so much money on putting a lot of boxes and, computers and data servers and all that. So we give completely very, very simple cloud native cloud solution. So which means that you just have to have a software in your desk and the rest is all taken care by the cloud. Having said that, we have designed our system like we call that as a core. Okay, we call that as a bank work. So that is the mother of our banking solution. So this mother is trying to break into multiple children as products. So we have Sacco work, which is very specifically meant for core banking. Okay, so which means that it can handle CASA, it can handle loans, it can handle a small level microfinance banks. So this is very, very focused to this particular meeting, I would say. So which I will leave it to Mr. Padma Prasad to handle in a few minutes. And the rest of the product stack, what we have is instant work. This is more of your understanding, what we are intending to do. So instant verb is basically, when you just take your loan processing and loan origination becomes very simple. And the bank verb as a mother of banking system, what we have developed, it's more to do with with minimal integration, you can plug in your other children application like the instant verb or micro verb or a zip verb or a chit verb and community verb and all that. So all these products. So the next one is microwave, which is we look at like that very, very seriously in the lending, in the micro lending. And zip curve is basically which we are growing as a one of the largest application which we are looking at. transaction. And it's if you look at, it's more of a real-time application, which means that we will be able to collect so much of data in that and able to service people. India, this is very similar to the RACOs in Africa. It's a rotating money kind of solution, and it's basically serving the lower economy people, who is looking loan on a, but I'm sure everybody must be familiar with RACOs. So it's pretty much closer to what it means. And community service agent banking. I'm sure most of you are in the financial segment. You must be knowing what is agent banking. When we'll have agents, onboarded. They will go and collect money, give out cash. Kind of there is a physical interaction, which means that people who are not able to come out of their location, we will go to their bank, their house. So we are doing basically a door-to-door banking through community. And OmniVerve is one of our flagship, product, which basically, gives a completely, seamless branch integrations and, internet banking and mobile banking. And the next one is the new verb, which is the next generation, which has got a completely built-in blocks of API architecture, which enables digital-only bank. So this is primarily, kind of a 30,000 feet level of understanding our product stack. So you can probably, you in your suppose, we will be able to give you an end-to-end solution through this small little, child products. But SACCO is our primary focus for this session. Okay. And with that, I will in the interest of time, I will let Mr. Padma Prasad to take over and go with, SACCO demo. PP? Dr. Joshua?
Thank you so much for good
Yeah.
presentation. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then I bring in on board the owner and founder of this great company to also give us a talk. So I'll be able to unmute him. Great.
Harsha, request you to present the screen, share the screen so that I can use the same slides.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Dr. Joshua, thank you so much for scheduling this meeting. It is my privilege to share some of my thoughts around the SACCO experience. To give a brief about the company and myself, I have worked extensively in Africa. Specifically, I have worked for some of the major central banks of Africa, to begin with the South African Reserve Bank, Central Bank of Nigeria, Bank of Uganda, Bank of Egypt, and so on. And over the past 3 years, we are working for the SACCOs in Africa. My association with Africa starts from 2001 onwards. So I am associated with Africa for almost now 25 years, almost 25 years. So I know what it takes, what are the challenges, what are the issues of Africa. So when we thought of understanding the challenges faced by the SACCOs, as Dr. Joshua mentioned, presented the key areas, how the SACCOs are having, or they have to manage the stakeholders, be it customers, be it members, be it the regulators, balancing everyone at the same time, making it as a profitable venture and growing it to the next level. all these things are a real challenge because SACCOs are majority it is a community based setup. It is not a commerce based or it is a economical viability based institution. It is a community based institution where the costs are minimal, but we need to generate more profits. So only when we are able to make all these things, then only the SACCO will become a viable institution. Now it is like, okay, fine, we are having two challenges. One is to keep the cost minimal or at a constant level. Second is we need to increase the revenue. Now, what are the ways we can increase the revenue? To increase the revenue, there are only two parts. One is increasing the member base or customer base. Second is for the members giving more and more services, facilities. Now, when we are increasing the customer base, when we are giving more and more services to the customers, automatically the cost is going to increase. Now, the only solution to keep it minimum is by automating the processes. This is where the bank work is coming, and this is going to help. To give an example, as my colleague Mr. Harsha mentioned, in Africa, we are having more than 50 installations in 6 countries. In Ethiopia, we have implemented almost 40 plus SACCOs, where we have automated the entire process of SACCOs and the customers. What is that mean to us? It is very simple. As a SACCO, we need to automate the entire processes. The processes are like bookkeeping. Basically, we need to generate the accounting entries. We need to post the accounting entries. Based on that, we have to generate the profit and loss report. Based on that, we have to generate the balance sheet. And by having all these things, there is a regulatory reporting requirement where we need to report this to the regulatory authorities. This is one part. The second part is when customer is coming and asking for the statement. Now, he may request for a statement. Now, customer has to come to SACCO. He has to request for a account statement, be it savings account, be it a loan account. Now, the officer at the SACCO, he has to go through the Excel sheet. He has to collate all the information specific to the account. Then he maybe have to copy that and generate some statements. Imagine if we are able to provide all these facilities at the customer's fingertips, how it would be. We are saving the customer's cost of visiting the SACCO. We are reducing the cost by reducing the officer's productive time. Maybe he'll be able to utilize his time for other business generation processes. And with this, customer will be happy so that because he will be able to access the information whenever and wherever possible. Now, what we want in the technological era, we want everything in our fingertips. As a SACCO, as a very small financial entity, we will be able to provide this solution to the SACCOs and to our customers. This is the only way we will be able to grow the business. Now, what are the challenges as far as the SACCOs are concerned? Bookkeeping, keeping the transactions, generating the statements. Reconciliation is a big headache. And when it comes to audit, it is a nightmare. We will be spending all our time only behind auditing. So we will be able to build or develop a process using the Bankware product suite, which is already defined. Why I am telling that is already defined? Because we have implemented this solution for few SACCOs in Kenya. Now we know what it takes, what is required for a SACCO to implement this solution. The next important aspect is the transparency. What is happening at present is customers are doing transaction, he is depositing money. Maybe in few SACCOs, I'm not telling generalizing this, maybe in few SACCOs, the customer is depositing money, but that money may not go to the customer's account. Now, if you are building this communication channel, the moment customer is depositing the money, customer is getting a notification from the SACCO telling that, yes, I have received this money through technology. Let's say it is text message, WhatsApp message, and so on. So that customer will be having a digital record for the transaction what he has done. Now we may say that okay, fine, he'll be getting a receipt. Now this receipt can be generated, it can be written, it can be generated at any point in time, or it can be duplicate receipt, so on. But the moment we are having the digital footprint, this is where we are bringing transparency to the entire SACCO system. Now, because of this transparency, definitely there will be a possibility of generating more business, getting more customers, and providing better services. Okay. Now, what are the solutions we are having? As far as our experience is concerned, for the Kenyan SACCO, we are having the savings account module, we have the current account module, we have the deposit module, basically to accept the term deposit or fixed deposits. Then we are having the loan module. Under loan module, we will be able to create different products. For example, as a SACCO, we are today giving only farmers loan for specific purpose, for specific period. We will be able to provide such loans. Maybe we want to extend this to a vehicle loan, maybe business loan. We will be able to create different kind of solutions for each of these loans, and we will be able to provide these loans. At the end, once we create these loans, tomorrow I want to understand what is my exposure to the farmer segment. What is the loan we have disbursed to the business community? And what is the recovery percentage? How many customers are at default? They are not paying the loan on time. Because once we understand the nitty-gritties of the business, then only we will be able to improve the business. Otherwise, it is like hitting the bush without knowing what we are doing. So the moment I'm understanding exactly for this particular segment, for this particular type of loan, the recovery is 90% and there is no delay. So we will be able to focus our business on that segment so that SACCOs will be able to provide better services to its customers. By doing that, customers, the SACCO also will be having better revenue. Okay, this is what is all about the SACCO solution. And we have maybe Harsha, you can move to the next screen. Yeah. So what here we are talking about is when we talk about the solution, we have kept two things in mind. One is SACCO being a very small financial institution in the whole ecosystem. How we can make our digital stack available to this smallest unit of the financial system at a very affordable cost. Now, this is where we come out with two solutions, or I can say that we are able to provide this solution by just like Gmail. I hope all of we are using Gmail, right? So we will be able to use the SACCO solution just like Gmail. Once I load all my customers, all their accounts, then it is as good as the morning I'm coming to SACCO, I'm using the user credentials. Basically, in simple words, it is the user ID and password, and with additional security layers. By doing that, we will be able to provide uh, easy solution to the SACCOs, because the challenge of the SACCO is, one is cost, second is the technical know-how. As a SACCO entity, they may not be having a person dedicated to cater for the technology. So what we do is we fill that gap. We provide a ready-made solution to the SACCO to cater for their business processes. What I mean by that is, let's say SACCO A is there, they're doing certain kind of processes. We are configuring our system suitable to their processes. Now there is a SACCO B, which is doing some other process. We'll customize this application to suit their business process. But all of them are using this application on the cloud. This is where we are reducing the cost, make things affordable, at the same time keeping the cost constant, so that the SACCO will be able to increase their revenue and hence the profitability. Okay, now there is a question from one of Mr. Moffat. In case of data loss, what will happen? Now, the answer to this is, since we are using the cloud infrastructure, okay, the data is backed up on regular intervals. So let's assume that for a very, very remote possibility of something is happening to the system. Since we are taking the backup of this data on real-time basis, on periodic intervals, with minimum interruptions, let's take that at maybe 2-3 hours, we will be able to bring the system back. That is how we have created this entire technology architecture for this SACCO. Why I am telling this is, we have already implemented about 400 plus institutions in India over the past 14 years. TechWar is started in the year 2011, and over the period of about 14 years, we have implemented in India for about 400 plus institutions. In Africa, it is 50 plus institutions. So with our experience of providing the solution, we are able to say confidently that we are able to ensure that there is no data loss. Yes. Now the next question is about the data protection policy. Someone is asking a question about the data protection policy. The answer is definitely yes. As a solution provider, we have a data protection policy. However, the data protection policy in Africa varies from country to country. By and large, it is the same, but still, each country is having their own specific data protection policy. Right? So we, as a solution provider, we are ready and we are capable of providing or implementing the data protection policy of that specific country. Let's say it is in Kenya. Okay. Now maybe I will give at a high level 3 components. What are the components of this SACCO solution? One is the software required for the SACCOs. I call it as a core application for the SACCO, where the member details of the SACCO is captured there. The entire processing of the SACCO is managed there. That is first software. The second software is about the mobile application, where the SACCO member can install the mobile application and he will be able to get the information, be it account statement, Be it you want to transfer money from his account to another account. Okay, we will be able to, customer will be able to get all the information instantaneously. Plus, he want to transfer money from his account to one more member's account within the SACCO. Yes, it is possible. Okay. The third point is we have already done the integration with MNOs, mobile money operators, where customers can directly pay their loan account or deposit money to their SACCO account using their mobile money operators. So these facilities are available. In addition to that, we have a concept called doorstep banking, where, or we call it as agency banking, where we will be able to provide the solution at the doorstep of the customers. Okay, these are the functions available as part of the entire solution. Now, there was a question that how we are supporting the auditors. Okay. Now, as part of the application, we have a architecture where we can define the user credentials based on their responsibilities. Now we can create a user responsibility called auditor. Where we will be able to give the create the credential to access the system, where auditors can independently do the audit of the system. Okay, so these are at a very high level the architecture of the application. Maybe I think since we are constrained by time, I just want to stop here. Maybe I would like to take the questions. If Harsha, you want to add anything, you can add here.
Okay, thank you, PP. That was lovely because I'm sure the questions were also pretty relevant to what they were asking, like, how do we support auditors and what is door stepping? So if you uh, is there anything you like, want to talk about digital banking? We can probably take it offline. So I leave the floor open for now. In case you have any questions, we will take it up, whatever possible at this given time. But otherwise, I would recommend you to connect with Dr. Joshua, and he will be passing on to that to us, and we will be able to help you and give you all the details. And if there is everybody is keen about product demo based on SACCO's requirement, we can help you in doing that in future, which we can work together along with Dr. Joshua. Okay, so I guess this session was good. I will probably do the thank you note later, but now I will look for questions. PP will be able to see the questions?
No, I'm not.
No? Okay.
Like there is one who is asking there, how is the solution ready for cyber crimes?
Okay, thank you. See, cyber crimes is involving multiple things. It's a very big, vast topic which we are discussing. Now, as a SACCO, we need to understand the nature of the business of the SACCO. SACCO as an independent, there is no financial transactions which can be applied where the funds will be moved out of SACCO automatically until unless we have done some integrations where there is again checks and balances are there. So the first thing is, if there is any cyber attack on these things, maximum to maximum, what will happen is the funds will be moved from one account of the customer to other customer's account. This what is the first thing. The second aspect is there are certain ways of identifying the challenges or problematic transactions. For example, we have certain things in place. For example, we call it as a velocity of a transaction. Now, from a particular account, if there are multiple transactions are happening, or it is trying to perform multiple transactions within a short period of time, our system will block that transactions, and it will mark it for um, supervision. This is one thing. Second, if there is an account which is not active, okay, or there is no activity on that account for certain period, and suddenly if there is a transaction request, again this transaction will be marked for supervision. Basically, some loan officer from the SACCO has to monitor that, and he'll be able to perform. Now, all these things will come into picture only when we are 100% online. Now, to go make our system 100% online, there are two things. First, we have to automate the SACCO. The entire process of the SACCO has to be 100% ready as a core banking system, where the account transactions, everything is proper. Then only as a SACCO, we will be able to expose this to the customers. What I mean by that is, once we implement the core banking solution, only after that we'll be able to provide the mobile banking. Till then, we are not able to provide the mobile banking because the core is not proper. Until unless we make the core proper, we cannot give this information to the customer. This first part. Now, coming to the other part of the story. Can anyone access the SACCO system from anywhere else and do something? The answer is yes, there is a possibility. Why I am telling yes, there is a possibility? All of you may be knowing people are trying to manipulate the US electoral system, right? Or this kind of so secured systems are also vulnerable. So can I say that SACCO systems are 100% secure? The answer is no. Let us be very clear on that. But what we can do to ensure that these things are not impacting our business. See, there are two things. When I am driving a vehicle, whether accident can happen, I cannot give a guarantee that accident will not happen. Accident do happen. But if accident happens, what is the impact of that? In the same way, whether cyber attacks can happen, the answer is yes. Whether we are able to prevent, the answer is 99% of the times yes. So that even if there is such scenario, we can minimize the impact of that, and we'll be able to bring back the system and we'll be able to proceed. I hope I answered this question.
Very well. There is another person talking about SASRA report. SASRA is our regulator. How good is the system in terms of handling the regulator's report?
Yeah. See, as far as the SASRA format is concerned, right now it is readily not available, but from all practical purpose, all the reports are there. Only thing is putting that in the right format is the only thing we need to do.
All right. So please keep those questions coming, because we are going to close the meeting in the next 10 minutes.
Sure.
Be free. And of course, I would want to also appreciate your SACCOs. I would want to know, which SACCOs are you working for? Please mention the name of your SACCO here, just for purpose of knowing the SACCOs that you are representing. Maybe you are the CFO, you are the accountant or something. So as the LSK SACCO, great. Kabete Dairy SACCO, wow, great. Partner SACCO, great. Hazina SACCO, wow, okay. Hazina SACCO, the CEO was the guest of honor of our event. Nafasi SACCO. As I will be mentioning those SACCOs, I can see there is another question that has just come here from Elizabeth Njeri. Do you have any SACCO using this system? I have an answer to that, but I would expect that to come from you.
Yes.
Yes.
The answer is in Africa, there are 50 plus SACCOs are using our solution. In Kenya, we have implemented for a SACCO called 6060 SACCO about 3 years back. But unfortunately, I think that SACCO is shut down. It is not there. But from that point of view, why I am confidently telling this, we have developed the solution for Kenyan SACCOs, where the solution is readily available and I can implement the solution for any SACCO if they are ready to implement the solution.
All
And
right.
we have developed, again, we have implemented for AgriLand SACCO. That is one more SACCO in Kenya.
Okay. So from Chris on TT, is the system compliant with false negative and the false positive reports to deter possible misreporting of incidents?
Yes,
I repeat.
100%.
Okay. Mhm.
See, this is working for almost 400 plus customers over the past 14 years. So all these things are taken care of automatically by the system.
Great.
And the SACCO solution, what we are implementing now this is the 5th generation product. 14 years back when we started with base version. Then it has been improved over the period. Now the solution what we are deploying is the 5th generation product.
Great response. From Elizabeth Njeri again, are you able to give a proof of concept if you are asked to do this?
Yes, definitely.
From Pius Nyanga, what challenges have you experienced with regulatory compliance?
From the regulatory compliance, if the SACCOs are not doing the transactions properly, then we'll be having issues. From the software platform point of view, we don't have any challenges.
All right. Thank you. So I also appreciate some SACCOs that I can see whose representation is really here. We have Winners DT SACCO, Prem Staff SACCO, Nafasi SACCO, Nyanda SACCO, Kidapu SACCO. Nyanda SACCO has got 2 people here. Daima Link SACCO, Viwanda SACCO. Daima Link SACCO, 2 people, which is really, really good. There is nobody here from Mwasibu SACCO. Stima SACCO. Wambogo Yusufu, this man speaks very good Kiswahili, Managing partner at 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗏 and Associates, providing outsourced stroke co-sourced internal audit services to SACCOs, compliance, training, and the governance support services. Of course, we are in the same industry, also run an audit firm, but CPA Wambogo Yusufu is one that kind of a person I would always vouch for. He's good in terms of SACCO management. Mwasibu SACCO, I can now see them here. Mwasibu DT SACCO. Lukenya School SACCO, wow, great. Karura Community SACCO, great. How about United Nations SACCO? No representation from United Nations SACCO. We should be having somebody from there. I've taught so many students who are working at United Nations SACCO. Lukenya School SACCO, great. 2 people there. So that is it, ladies and gentlemen. Olango Francis is asking another question here before we break. Remember, we have 5 more minutes. Who owns the SACCO data? And if we terminate the contract, how will you provide full data migration without loss or additional hidden costs?
Yeah. The owner of the data is the SACCO itself. They are the owners of the data. Whatever the data generated for the SACCO, they are the 100% owners of the data. Second, let's say the contract is terminated, we will give the data dump as it is entire data from day one. Let's say we have implemented the solution on day 1, 1st January 2026, and 31st December they want to terminate. The entire data we will give it to them. And we will not charge anything, 0 cost.
All right, 0 cost. United Nations SACCO, at last I can see them here. Ushuru SACCO, I've worked with you, Wycliffe. Thank you so much for attending. Kirimkuyu Agri SACCO, great. Stima SACCO, nobody, but we shall overcome. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it has been a very, very wonderful presentation from my 2 partners here. I want to believe that there is another SACCO here, Modec SACCO. Another question, data retention period upon exit from SACCO. Chris, I never understood, I don't get to understand this question very well. Data retention period upon exit from SACCO. Are you able to pick that?
Yeah, I think, see, it is like, if I understood this question properly, the SACCO is terminating the contract. After that, how long they want us to keep the data. Now, the point is very clear. The day we are terminating the contract, we are terminating all our relationships, including the commercial aspect of that. So what we are doing is we are taking the entire data backup and we are giving it to the SACCO, so that they are the owners of this data from that day onwards. However, they expect us to maintain this data. The answer is yes, possible. There will be some commercial implications on that. It is that I have terminated the agreement, but I want to keep the data without any expenses. It's not possible. We will be able to retain the data, but if the SACCO is ready to make the payments around that.
All right. Very good. Then we have Mary Wamboy asking the same question. Data for how long? How many years? I think that is well answered.
Yeah. Next is maybe I think one more angle to it is, let's say SACCO is running continuously using our application. If I understand that question properly, how long will be keeping the data? It depends on the requirement of that specific country. Every country, every central bank has specific requirement as far as the financial data retention is concerned. So if, let's say, Kenyan requirement is we need to maintain the data for the 6 years, our system is ready and capable of doing that. We don't, from the software point of view, there is no restriction of data retention. It is all based on the central bank regulatory policy. Based on that, we will be retaining the data.
All right. Thank you for that response. Then we have Pius Nyanga, who has come back to us with a question. If my SACCO engages you, what is the licensing cost?
I think Harsha will take up this question.
Okay. Harsha?
He's muted.
Ask to unmute. Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Very well, yes.
Yeah. Can you repeat the question, please?
It's about licensing cost, maybe annual, and the basis of charging the cost.
Yeah. So we have multiple models, since we said, like, we have an OPEX and a CAPEX model. It depends on the size of the SACCO. It depends on the number of members. And so cost is not a constraint at this point in time. We are flexible with respect to the cost. So we would like to go a little more deep dive into the system to give a cost. So we have specific licenses per branch, per head office and a branch. And then we have a subscription-based costing model. So depending on the size and the volume of business SACCOs can afford, we can always, configure the system and make it as very attractive and accommodative for the SACCOs. So I would not be able to give you a number, on the whole at this point in time, unless I know what is the requirement. So, that's how we work, because I mean, we have it's not like, I can MRP price, So we have a basic cost, and that we will work around based on the size of the SACCO, number of users, number of volume of transaction, all that put together. So that we can probably take it to the next step, is what my recommendation would be.
Thank you so much. So great. And of course, we can assure you that it won't be as expensive as some of these ERPs here. This is one would be, yes.
We are affordable, we are flexible, Okay, we understand the pain points of SACCOs, like PP was mentioning. We've been in the business for the last 14 years, and we've been in Africa for the last 3, 4 years. And PP has spent 11 years, and he's worked installations in Africa. So we know pretty much the dynamics of this market. So, like I said, we are flexible, open, and because it's mutual, right? So we can work around some solutions for them. That's absolutely not a problem. I
Okay,
mean, I've
great.
come all the way to meet you, Dr. Joshua. And
Okay.
I mean, this is a fantastic audience. I'm seeing about like 23, 24 SACCOs present here. I'm so happy that you were able to get all these people on table. And I'm so impressed about the questions coming up from the members. I mean, it's
Thank you
awesome.
so
And I
much.
give a applaud to the members who've been like very active and asking questions.
Mm.
It's very interesting. And thanks to PP for, for taking that ball by ball.
Great. Yeah.
Right?
Thank
So
you.
that is, yeah. So,
Yeah.
to Kariri, to answer Kariri's question, yes, so we will certainly work around, and you can reach out to us via Dr. Joshua, and we will figure out some solutions for you. Not a problem.
All right. Then Steamer Circle was mentioned up there. We have Nyanda Circle. Nice presentation. Thank you so much, Alex Muhembi. What are the costs for your services, Victor? This one we shall be able to pick it up. It can only be crucial that we get to know your needs as a circle, and then we'll be able to give you a proposal. That is Aura and Core, courtesy of our partners now. We shall be able to give you a proposal, which will be really interesting, given what we are able to do.
Right.
Emeritus Honoraria Director, GDC SACCO. Great. 𝗙𝗪𝗟𝗍𝗢𝗍𝗓. Thank you so much. Share the website link. This we shall be able to give to you. Okay, so Kariri is still insisting because of the nice things you have spoken about here. They would want us to give them
Yeah,
a range of the cost.
I was giving answer to Kariri and Olango. It's fine because see the prices may vary a little bit here and there based on, like I said, the size and the volume of the solution. So we would really see. I can't give you like one solution and say, okay, this is an MRP price, right? I would really want to understand as a company, as the specialists in this space, both of us, like VP and I, agree with that. We really need to understand the requirements from the SACCO. Then we can, give a fantastic package. That is what I'm saying. So we can take a one-on-one conversation with Mr. Olango or Mr. Karidi. So we can take a call with them later on because they also, and I want to understand, what the background is and things like that. So and this is a forum where we are going to, there are like 25 people, right? So I can't give one solution to all 25 people, right? So the variations and there'll be flavors of solutions. So I would suggest that we will take a call separately with Olembo Francis, and then okay. So I mean, I'm thankful for that. I respect whatever you asked, but definitely we will take it up.
Thank you so much. And I can see Nendeni Sacco is also present here. Nyanda Sacco, yeah, with the thumbs up like that. So then I would want to give you my personal number in case you have got any inquiries. If you would want us to provide proposals to you, please don't fail to reach out. My personal number is 0721 620 183. 0721 620 183. I'm based at Havenscourt. If you want our audit firm is based at Havenscourt along Waiyaki at Westlands. If you come there, you'll be able to get us there. And of course, these two gentlemen will also have an office within Aura and Co. Otherwise, Aura and Co is also very much appreciative. We have been in this SACCO movement as your auditors, as your tax consultants, as your system. Some place here, we've done also a system there, for so many years. I mean, we are here because of the support we have always gotten from the SACCO movement. Otherwise, it is really nice to have had all of you around. This 130 something, 130 plus accountants, CEOs, CFOs, directors of SACCOs being with us for the last 1 hour. We don't take this for granted. Thank you so much and have a lovely day. We shall be able to pick this up here.
Thank you so much,
thank
Dr.
you
Joshua.
to the speakers.
And thank you for being an associate for TechWorld and representing us. So it's wonderful and nice of you. And once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I saw the max number of people reached about 140.
Wow, great.
And that was a pretty impressive number across 24 SACCOs. So I really appreciate thank you for the time. And namaste, vanakkam, and looking forward to work with you. And once again, thanks. God bless.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Okay,
PP.
bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.